Few artists in modern history have had an impact as profound and complex as Michael Joseph Jackson. Known worldwide as the King of Pop, he transcended music, dance, and entertainment to become one of the most recognizable figures of the 20th century. His story, however, is one of extremes. From a child prodigy who rose to global superstardom, to a man whose personal life was overshadowed by scandal, controversy, and tragedy. This is the journey of Michael Jackson. The triumphs that reshaped popular culture and the shadows that followed him until his untimely death. The Prodigy from Gary, Indiana, 1958 to 1975. Michael Jackson was born on August 29, 1958, in Gary, Indiana, the seventh of 9 children in the Jackson family. His father, Joseph Jackson, recognized his children's talent early and pushed them into music. By the mid-1960s, Michael and his brothers, Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, and Marlon, formed the Jackson 5, with Michael as the standout lead singer. The Jackson 5 quickly rose to fame after signing with Motown Records in 1968. Their debut single, I Want You Back, released in October 1969, soared to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It was followed by hits like ABC, The Love You Save, and I'll Be There. Michael's charisma, powerful vocals, and remarkable stage presence made him a star even as a child. By the mid-1970s, the Jackson 5 left Motown for Epic Records, rebranding as the Jacksons. This period marked Michael's transition from child stardom to young adulthood. But it also planted the seeds of his desire to pursue a solo career. The solo breakthrough and the King of Pop, 1979 to 1989. Michael's defining moment came with the release of Off the Wall in 1979. Produced by Quincy Jones, the album blended pop, soul, and funk, selling over 20 million copies worldwide. Hits like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You marked the beginning of his dominance in the music industry. But it was his 1982 album, Thriller, that cemented his place in history. With groundbreaking tracks such as Billie Jean, Beat It, and the title track, Thriller, the album became the best-selling record of all time, with estimates of over 66 million copies sold globally. The iconic Thriller music video, directed by John Landis, revolutionized the format, turning music videos into cinematic events. Michael also transformed live performance with his legendary moonwalk. First unveiled during a performance of Billie Jean on the Motown 25, Yesterday, Today, Forever television special in 1983. His fusion of intricate choreography, visual spectacle, and vocal brilliance redefined what it meant to be a pop star. By the end of the 1980s, Michael Jackson was a global phenomenon, often referred to as the King of Pop. His 1987 album, Bad, produced 5 #1 singles in the United States, setting a new record. His tours drew millions, and his influence spread across fashion, dance, and popular culture worldwide. Fame, controversy, and decline, 1990 to 2002. The 1990s brought both triumph and turbulence. In 1991, Michael released Dangerous, featuring hits like Black or White and Remember the Time. The Black or White music video, with its message of racial harmony, premiered simultaneously in 27 countries, reaching an estimated 500 million viewers, the largest audience ever for a music video premiere. Yet behind the superstardom, Jackson's personal life drew increasing scrutiny. His changing physical appearance, lighter skin due to vitiligo and multiple plastic surgeries, fueled tabloid speculation. In 1993, Michael was accused of child sexual abuse by the family of 13-year-old Jordan Chandler. Though he denied the allegations, the case dominated headlines. In January 1994, Jackson reached a civil settlement of $23 million with the Chandlers, while no criminal charges were filed due to lack of evidence. Despite the settlement, the accusations permanently altered his public image. Jackson attempted to rebuild his career with the 1995 double album, History, Past, Present and Future, Book I. It combined greatest hits with new songs like Scream, a duet with his sister Janet Jackson, and They Don't Care About Us. The album sold over 20 million copies. But media scrutiny continued. In 2001, Michael released Invincible, his final studio album. Despite initial commercial success, it failed to achieve the cultural impact of his earlier work. The Final Years and Tragic End, 2003 to 2009. The 2000s were marked by mounting legal troubles. In 2003, following the controversial documentary Living with Michael Jackson, he was charged with multiple counts of child molestation involving another boy, Gavin Arvizo. The trial, held in 2005, was one of the most publicized celebrity cases in history. After months of testimony, Michael Jackson was acquitted on all charges. Despite his legal victory, Jackson's reputation never fully recovered. He lived increasingly in isolation, moving between the United States, Bahrain, and eventually back to Los Angeles. Financial troubles plagued him, and his health deteriorated. In 2009, Jackson announced a comeback concert series titled This Is It, scheduled for London's O2 Arena. The 50-show run was expected to be one of the greatest comebacks in music history. Rehearsals revealed glimpses of the brilliance that had once defined him. But on June 25, 2009, tragedy struck. Michael Jackson was found unresponsive at his home in Holmby Hills, Los Angeles. He was pronounced dead later that day at age 50. The cause was acute propofol and benzodiazepine intoxication, administered by his personal physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, who was later convicted of involuntary manslaughter. Jackson's death sent shockwaves around the world. Vigils, tributes, and memorials erupted globally. The Staples Center in Los Angeles hosted a public memorial, watched by an estimated 1 billion people worldwide, underscoring his unmatched global reach. Legacy and lessons of a complicated life. Michael Jackson's story is one of unmatched artistic genius, global influence, and cultural transformation. He broke racial barriers on MTV, elevated music videos into an art form, and inspired countless artists across genres. His humanitarian work, including support for children's charities and disaster relief, added another layer to his complex legacy. Yet his life also serves as a cautionary tale about the destructive pressures of fame, the dangers of isolation, and the consequences of living under constant public scrutiny. More than a decade after his death, Michael Jackson's music continues to dominate charts and influence new generations. His dances are imitated, his videos studied, and his songs streamed billions of times. But the questions remain. Should his legacy be remembered for groundbreaking art, or overshadowed by scandal and controversy? Can a figure so iconic and so troubled ever truly be understood? What do you think? Was Michael Jackson primarily a victim of fame and exploitation, or an artist whose own choices led to his downfall? Share your thoughts below in the comments. Want more true stories? Don't forget to subscribe to our Real One Stories channel for more real-life stories that shaped history.